How you doing, everyone? It's Chris from Harbor Fish again. We are going to do another video this week. So I'm going to give you guys this one's a very kind of quick recipe. There's really not much to it. It's a classic take on something I grew up eating as a kid. Chicken cutlets. Everyone kind of knows about them. Chicken cutlet sandwiches. They're very, very simple. I started doing them with Haddock about 2 years ago when I started working at Harbor Fish, and they came out absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to kind of give you a rundown today about how we're going to do that. So today I'm starting out with 2 fillets of haddock. In selecting haddock, I usually like to go with medium haddock. That's just me. I just like it because it's a little bit more uniform all the way across. You're not going to get bigger loins. You're just going to be a lot more uniform. When I get these, you can't really pound out fish like you could chicken for fear of breaking it. So what I like to do is just with the palm of my hand, just give it some light pressure all the way down the fillet. And you can see we're kind of flattening it out. We just want to get everything to be kind of uniform. It's going to kind of give you that more true cutlet kind of vibe that we're going for. Just for ease of frying as well, I usually just like to go right on a bias, and I'll just cut these right on a bias. That way you're left with 2 pieces. Obviously your loin pieces right here are going to take a little bit longer to fry. Your tail pieces will be a lot quicker. So usually what I like to do is I start with my loin pieces and then I move to the tail pieces. These will finish up very fast, and at least these will still be hot by the time you get there. So we're going to move over here, and all we're starting with these is I just have egg. There's nothing else in here, just egg. Whisk eggs, this is 2 or 3 eggs. Kind of just go as needed. You don't need a ton. You just need enough to cover your fish fillets. And then in here we have an Italian seasoning. You can buy any Italian seasoning. This is just from the store. You can buy any variation of it store-bought. You can make it yourself if you want to. The only addition I add to this is some fresh Parmesan. The fresh Parmesan is going to give it a little bit more salt. It's going to brown a little bit more, and it just kind of gives it more of that flavor that we're looking for. You also want to start with, right over here, we have a pan of oil. You're not looking for a lot of oil. We're not really deep frying. We're more of a shallow fry with these, so it doesn't have to cover the full product. We're just going to flip it as we go. You want to get your pan hot, get your oil somewhat hot already before you start this, so once we bread, we can go straight into our oil, which we'll start that process now. So like I said, we're going to start with just egg first. So you want to go on both sides, and then we want to get the excess off. So you're going to come out and just make sure you get as much of that excess as you want. You don't want to get them, you don't want them super wet when you put them in the breadcrumb because they're just going to get really gummy. You just want to have them more dry. So when we do this right in, as you notice, I use this hand for egg, this hand's still dry. Keep one hand wet, one hand dry. It'll keep all your breading nicer. It'll make ease of breading a lot better. When you put this on, you want to press. So we're pressing all the breadcrumb on there. And what you're looking for is something like that. All sides are covered, and we're just going to reserve that to the side. And we're going to do that with all of our pieces right over here. All right, so now we're at this stage and we have our fish all breaded. Our pan is hot. You can see your oil is already starting to get there. You can test it out with just throw a little bit of breadcrumb in there. If you see it start to fizz up, you know you're good to go. Also get ready, just get a plate with some paper towel. If you have a rack, that's even better. It's just so you can get that excess oil off once we start this process. All right, so we're gonna go our bigger pieces first, like we said. When you go into oil, never come to you, go away from you. So at least if the oil splatters, it's gonna go away from you. So go away from you right into the pan. When I do this, I do both these chunks at once, and then I switch to the other ones. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. I did find too that when you do these, your second batch is going to come out a lot better. The oil just kind of seasons itself a little bit, so when it's first like this, it's not going to come out as crispy and as golden brown as the first time. So just kind of bear with it at that point. We're just going to let these fry on either side. You're going to see around the edges, you'll start to see it get golden brown. You're just going to kind of wait till they get that golden brown, and then we're going to flip them. And after that, we're just going to kind of wait till they're crispy, and then we're going to start a plate up. All right, so now we're at the point here where we're gonna start flipping. I'll move this around for you a little bit so you can see. So right over here, you can start to see that browning that we're looking for I was talking to you about. When you start to see that around the edges of both of your fillets right here, that's when you know you're pretty good to flip. Couple ways to do this. You can use tongs if you want to. The fish is gonna be a lot more delicate than chicken, so you're not just gonna be able to pick it up, it will fall apart. I use a fish spatula. Biggest difference is it's gonna be a lot thinner, it's gonna get under the fish a lot better. So I usually put 2 fingers right on top. Be very careful when you're doing this. And you want to flip away from you again. Nice flip. You got a nice golden brown on both sides. We're going to do the same thing over here. Nice flip. Keep your fish intact. And you're going to let that fry again. You're looking for another 2-3 more minutes on the other side. You want to get it golden brown on that side. The crispier you get it, the better it's going to hold up once you hold it. So then when we work on plating and everything like that, it'll work out a little bit better for you. All right, at this point, so we're nice and golden brown. I can see golden brown around the edges, so at this point we're gonna start to pull these. You can kind of give it a touch too. Once again, be careful, there's hot oil right here. Just like any fish, you're just kind of looking to get all the way through where the meat is gonna kind of hold together a little bit more. So I told you I already had some paper towel. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open it up so the fish is gonna go on the bottom. So when we do our next batch, we can throw that right on top, and this will kind of help a lot of the oil drain. Like I said, if you have a rack, that'll work out a little bit better for you. So once again, be careful when you're pulling out. Just give it a few little ticks just so some of that oil drips off and you don't have a bunch of excess oil. You're gonna go right on your paper towel. We're just going to cover that, just give it a little quick press. You just want to get some of that excess oil right off. Then while those sit, we had our 2 other pieces. Like I said, these are going to cook very, very fast. So once again, when you go in, away from you. These 2 pieces are going to take a lot quicker than it just took for those ones. Your oil's already going to be hot as well. And as you can see, your oil is already seasoned. So you're going to get a browning a lot faster than you are going to be with that first cut. So want to leave these in the pan. You're looking like 2 minutes on either side. Give them a flip, and we're going to do the same exact thing we just did with these. Put them in paper towel, get a lot of that excess oil off, and then we'll be ready to plate. All right, so as you can see, we finished the frying process. We have all of our cutlets fried. I usually just put them on a platter. Unless you're by yourself, just throw them on a plate and have at it. But so we'll throw them on a platter, and what we're gonna do for the topping, which very, very simple. I got some roasted red peppers. I just bought them whole, just gave them kind of like a little chiffonade. And then I got some fresh mozzarella, and I made my own marinade. You can marinate your own. You can leave it as is, or you can just buy it marinated. Just a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, some herbs and spices that you like. Goes a long way in these. So you just wanna give that a nice stir up too. Make sure those are all combined. And then what we're gonna do too is I just have a little bit of basil, a little bit of flavor. You don't have to do basil. Like I said, this is a very, very easy recipe. You can make sandwiches out of it. You can make pasta out of it, anything you want. So where we're gonna go right here, we're just gonna throw a little bit of red peppers right on top. You wanna make sure every one of them gets a little bit of it. And then we're gonna go in with a little bit of the fresh mozz. That oil goes a long way. I like the oil because it gives it a little bit more flavor than just your traditional fresh mozz, but fresh mozz is delicious, so you can't go wrong either way. I just cut these into quarters. I got the smallest ones. It doesn't really matter what size mozzarella you get. Right, and then we'll just go in with just some fresh basil right on top of each one. Very simple, very fresh. You have everything ready from start to finish. You're looking at maybe 15, 20 minutes for this meal. You can eat these just as is. You can put them over, you can do a sandwich with them. You could do a little bit of parm. The other day I did kind of like a chicken parmesan, but with haddock. So either way, if you don't have fresh mozz, you can also just do parmesan right over the top. You could do tomato sauce right over the top, but the same gist. But I hope this helps you guys get a fast meal out, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks.